What can I say? Hello, and welcome to my third video of imagining Funimation voice actors as Marvel characters. Before we get started, I'd like to explain to those who started with this video and missed the other two. I started making these videos because I always wondered what it would be like to have an anime, maybe influenced animated, Marvel universe with a cast from Funimation. This includes series like One Piece, Cowboy Bebop, Ouran High School, Fairy Tail, My Hero Academia, Sergeant Frog, and so on. On the first video, I talked about Jeremy Lee as Mary Jane Watson and Todd Haberkorn as the Human Torch. In the second video, I talked about Chris Sabat as Thor, as well as a few others, and David Wald as Wolverine. There are more mentioned in them, and if you'd like to see them, I'll be happy to give you both links in the description. Or if you want, you can continue forward with this first. Now, this will probably sound a little weird at first, but if you think about it, it might work. This Marvel character we're talking about is Teresa Parker, the daughter of Richard Parker, Mary Parker, and the younger sister of Peter Parker. For a brief explanation, after they left Peter at Uncle Ben and Aunt May's, they had a daughter and kept her secret. After their death, she went into adoption and was recruited to the CIA by Nick Fury. The first time she encountered her brother, an amazing Spider-Man family business, she rescued him from a group of gunmen. As the two fled in the car, she revealed to him that she was his sister. At the end, Wilson Fisk used Mentalo's abilities to manipulate them into believing she's actually a Durand. That didn't stop them from still fighting Fisk. In the end, Mentalo wiped away their memories from this event. Next time she appeared in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 3, when she regained her memories of who Peter was, the two became partners in crime. When they and Jonah Jameson traveled to the past to face Vendemy aliens, she contacted Fury to confirm what her relation with Peter was. When he gave her the files, they confirmed she is indeed Peter's younger sister. Now, some of you might be thinking, so why do you nominate Britteny Karbowski as Teresa, Payton? Because I have an idea for an adaptation. What if she was left at Uncle Ben and Aunt May's with Peter? Thinking about what it's like to be Peter Parker as a big brother, I can see him helping her with her homework, maybe coach her with some independence while Aunt May's not around. Maybe she might want to play some games with him, but his duties as Spider-Man is preventing them from doing so. And because she's at least 4 years younger than Peter, she's too young to handle being a target of what enemy he makes. Especially how horrifying losing Uncle Ben was for her. Wendy Marvel is an example of growing from a shy little girl to a young woman who fights for what she thinks is right. In addition, I read a fairy tale and male reader insert fanfiction called The Hidden Dragon on DeviantArt. The reader starts off as a lightning dragon slayer and is portrayed as an older brother figure to Natsu and Wendy, and she always calls him Big Brother. If you look at the relationship in the Oracion Says arc, the reader is there to help Wendy overcome her shyness and fight alongside her guildmates. Even after that, he continues to show what a good big brother he is to her. If you've seen my other videos, you know what I do. Use voice clips of existing characters with a picture on top of them to sample what they could be like. Problem was, I can't seem to find any photo of Teresa as a child. So I referenced a panel from one of her comics and drew some adjustments to make her look like a little girl.
My name's Wendy Marvel. It's nice to meet all of you. Sorry, I'm probably not what you expected. I know I'm much smaller and younger than most of you, and I may not be much of a fighter, but I can use all kinds of support magic. So please, let me join the group. I'd be so embarrassed if you sent me home. Oh, wow. You're Ursa, right? I can't believe it's really you.
No way! I'm
on a mission. I don't have time for dumb. Use this, you won't have a choice. No way. That is not how playing works. There's nothing fun about getting attacked. Move. I'll try, but no promises. As soon as I can stand, I'm gonna give that brat the weapon. That's who you are, an evil cackling. I'm sorry, I don't speak meanie. Could you translate that? Making me mad. Well, I don't care. Remember, we're double scoop friends. How could I forget? I'll see you later, Wendy. Deep down, there are good men inside you, and they're just waiting for the chance to break out and be free. Don't deny your true selves a chance to breathe fresh air.
Although, if one wants to go for Teresa as an adult and S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, Karbowski can still work for that.
A godly brain. If that's their goal, then is this city really just one big... Oh, come on. I can't be preoccupied with that when I'm about to charge into enemy territory. Shokuho? She's gone. The way here was a straight shot. She couldn't have gotten lost. She set me up. She must think she's so smooth. You got me right where you wanted me, what next?
Although, I personally would choose to experiment with the child Teresa, with Peter as an older brother. One time, one of my viewers, Zekril1000, suggested Austin Tyndall as Carnage, and now this time, he suggests to cast Sonny Strait as Norman Osborn and the Green Goblin. For Norman, this one should be obvious. The character he plays in My Hero Academia is Redestro, given how much he looks like him. From his hairstyle, to his hair color, to his tuxedo outfit looking like a businessman, and he wears a green shirt under his coat. Even his nose might look Green Goblin-like. Swap it with the regular nose, and adjust his hairstyle some more, and he looks more like Norman Osborn. For the Green Goblin, the closest example of that would be Joker from Fire Force. Of course, not to be confused with the Batman villain of the same name. In one of the episodes from the second season, he creates this clown character which has a laugh that could be close enough for the Goblin.
Who the hell are you, huh?
I'm the Grand Commander of the Meta-Liberation Army. The name's Redestro.
First the Yakuza, now the Liberation Army?
Ah, I've got your broker right here. And he's still alive, of course. Our objective is to liberate all metahumans, to demolish the existing framework and rebuild a world where people can be themselves, where they can use their abilities to their fullest capacity.
What's the matter? You were wrong!
Why did you think I was wrong? Answer that, you stupid piece of crap!
I mean, I don't know if that clown laugh really is straight, but it sure sounds close enough. If it is, perhaps he could put some more range on his voice and sound more maniacal. But these edits sell the idea. Though I guess he can still make him sound villainous with his regular Joker voice.
But I really wanted to play a game with someone. So join me.
What's wrong? Thought you could make yourself a whole unit again. That's what you always do after splitting up, right? These days, I've got a hell of a lot more than 52 cards on hand.
Looking at clips of My Hero Academia, I found a villain called Tesla, who gives me Taskmaster vibes. For those anime fans not super familiar with Marvel, Taskmaster is a villain who has the ability to imitate other characters' abilities by observing them. The first time I got to know him was Ultimate Spider-Man. In the episode of Why I Hate Jim, Dr. Octopus hires him to go to Midtown High School, capture Spider-Man, and bring him to Ock.
His moves I can master. My powers cover that. but the tech makes it trickier. No wonder your employer is eager.
So he goes in disguise as a gym teacher and sets up an obstacle course for the students. Peter Parker, who clearly is Spider-Man, purposely makes himself look incapable of completing the task. Suspecting Danny Rand, Harry Osborn, and Flash Thompson might be Spider-Man, he asks them to return for a second run. Ava Ayala insists that she and Peter return as well. But when she finds out the school is electrified, they change into Spider-Man and White Tiger to investigate what's going on. Of course, this is all Taskmaster's doing. Luckily, the former hatches a plan to overpower him.
Maybe he can fight like Spider-Man, but he can't think like Peter Parker. He mimics what we do, so let's do what we don't.
Not gonna work. He copies what we do as soon as he sees it.
What if he doesn't see it? I've got something in my locker just for this.
So they lure him into the gym, swap gadgets, and fight him in the dark.
And I know what you do.
You sure about that?
Not bad for a first time. Recognize where you are, Jaeger? Dodgeball! Nice shot. Been practicing?
Now I know why you use these. This is fun.
It's not too late for you to join me.
Yeah? You may think I'm a loser, but I don't.
Then I'll simply expose your identity as Flash Thompson to the entire world.
Which Flash Thompson? That one?
While he escapes even after finally being captured, he never sets foot at Midtown again.
School's a dead end. Trust me, you want the spider, you'll have to make him come to you. You have to pay for those. Remember? That's right. Throw your tantrum and look somewhere else for Spider-Man. Because now that I know where he hangs out, that bug is mine.
Of course, Tesla has more electric-based abilities, but the mask and his voice are Taskmaster enough for whoever voiced him in My Hero Academia to play this character.
Get your hands up. And no quirks, got it? Use your powers, and I'll kill your friend here. I feel a little brotherhood with other electric types, so I don't want to kill him, but I will if you make me. Don't move a muscle. Let's take this nice and slow. Nice try. Think you can distract me that easily? Big mistake, sweetheart. I'm not some dumb thug who could be outsmarted by a couple of kids. You need to learn to take hostage situations seriously. So here's the new deal. Either this idiot's going to die, or you are. How about that? You can save either his life, or your own.
For a villain with a small role, I'd count this as an audition for such a Marvel villain. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw Ultir Milkovich in the Tenro Tree Island Arc and Fairy Tale, it made me think a little bit of Silver Sable. I think Lydia Mackey playing Ultir does have a little bit of personality traits of her. They both appear cold, ruthless, and would do anything to accomplish their goals, even if it was wrong. But thinking about the difference for a bit, it may be a bit difficult to become a reality. While Ultir came off evil at first, it's revealed she's actually the victim of an unfortunate incident. She had too much magic power, which made her sick, and her mother, Or, took her to the Bureau of Magic Development to cure her. Well, they did alright, but they also abducted her and told Or she died. Not knowing this when she escaped from prison, when she saw Or with Gray and Leone, she believed her mother abandoned her. So she returned to the facility and let them experiment on her more. After she became strong enough, she destroyed all the labs. Then when Hades, leader of Grimoire Heart, took her in, she studied Arc of Time magic. He told her she could use the ultimate magic world to travel back in time and change her past. So, she thought that once Grimoire Heart found Zareth, she could use him to get her there. That was until Gray overpowered her, and when she fell in the water, she could hear her mother's voice and feel her love as her body was a melted ice shell that held the demon Deliora. Afterwards, she and Meldy broke Jalal out of prison, and they started the guild Crime Sorcière. On the other hand, Silver Sable isn't really evil, the way Ultier once was. She's rather a mercenary or a bounty hunter with martial art fighting skills, who hunts criminals. Growing up in the country of Symkaria, she joined her father in the organization of Wildpack after her mother died in a terrorist attack. After years of training of swordsmanship, marksmanship, and technological knowledge, she and her father would join forces to hunt criminals and avenge her mother. Ultimately, her father died, and she became the founder and leader of Silver Sable International. While she is sometimes portrayed as an enemy of Spider-Man, she isn't really a villain, just a mercenary hired by a criminal to capture him or do someone's job that doesn't involve him.
Peter Parker?
What? What happened? Oh, my head. Ow! Who are you?
There is enough tranquilizer in your system to take down a really large horse. Don't fight it. I know who you are, Peter Parker. I can get at you and anyone else you know. Mary Jane Watson, May Parker.
Leave my family alone.
Get in the damn car.
Again, I feel like Mackey could voice Silver Sable, because Ultier does have a little bit of personality traits of her.
You cannot defeat me, Gray. I told you your ice won't work. What happened? I can't control it.
Losing the battle just to win the war. Such tenacity. Even so, I swear, I won't lose this battle. I can't. Not before I reach the grand magic world. Ice make!
I guess it's only natural, since her blood is flowing through your veins.
Shut up!
Only thing she'll have to work on is the accent. I'm not the biggest expert of Silver Sable. I just feel this way because I vibe with it. But maybe there might be some point to what I've been describing. In closing this video, last time I talked about Newton Pittman, I nominated him as Deadpool because of Twice from My Hero Academia. But after thinking for a while, I can also see him as Iceman. Obviously, Grey Fullbuster is no stranger to ice abilities. They both have similar Chirokinesis abilities, where they can craft structures out of ice, and Thermokinesis abilities, lowering their external and internal body temperatures, making them immune to cold. The difference? Grey usually has to strip in order to perform his magic, whereas Iceman can easily turn his entire body into ice. Iceman also has Hydrokinesis, meaning he can turn himself into frozen water or use surrounding moisture to augment himself and travel in large bodies of water at high speeds. I mean, they both can freeze water, which can be argued as a trait of Hydrokinesis, but Grey can't quite do some of the things Iceman can. If anything, the closest would be performing a unison raid with Juvia. On top of that, I've read a couple of Spider-Man and Fairy Tail crossovers where he travels to their world in The Spider and the Fairies, and its sequel, The Fairies in New York, where they travel to his world, and some readers have been wondering what it would be like if Gray met Iceman.
But that ain't fair at all! He promised he'd be my partner, now he's backing out on me!
Does she really think we're gonna fall for the hot nurse routine?
We ain't that hard up.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
You're jealous. You just want to see us compare cup sizes, don't ya?
That's not true and you know it, jeez!
In that case, I'll have a go at it.
Looking cool, honey, single, kiss it!
So you actually made it in, huh? Hey, either of you seen Juvia around?
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk. It's time you learn to grip it right. Quit fooling around and just eat it, would you?
That's what I've been trying to do, Gray, but I've never done this before.
I see. And I take it you're wanting to be a member of Fairy Tail, huh?
Oh yes, very much so.
I don't know. After everything that just went down. I mean, I personally don't mind, but who knows what the Master will say. So will you help me out? Please.
I will.
All face our fears together. We'll show him we have a bond that can never be broken. It worked, and it's all thanks to you, Juvia.
Are you proud of me, my love?
Between Pittman as Iceman and Todd Haberkorn as the Human Torch, I've come up with a vision for a new Spider-Man team-up show. Both superheroes are based on the Ultimate comics by Brian Bendis, meaning they're teenagers, just like Spider-Man, and they're mentored by Nick Fury. Not only that, but there have been occasions where the two fight, like Natsu and Greywood. Spider-Man's sweat drops at them, and he would have to intervene and stop them. I think fans of both Fairy Tail and Marvel will get a kick out of this, and so will fans from either side. This could even be right up Haberkorn and Pittman's alleys. Come to think of it, if you've been following me for a while, you've seen me mention Jeremy Lee as Mary Jane and Colleen Clickenbeard as Captain Marvel. If it were that way, it would feel like Captain Marvel has Lucy's hair but Urza's personality, while Mary Jane is the other way around. Just thinking about it, I feel a little bit of Fairy Tail vibes while at the same time creating something new. Well, that should be it for this video. As always, if you have any ideas of who I could talk about in the future, let me know in the comments and I'll look into it. Thanks for watching. Next time on this channel, my review for The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask manga. Sequel to Ocarina of Time.